So in this lesson, I want to explore my process in how I go about improving golfers. The idea for you is that you can see how I would potentially be able to help you improve your golf game and how you can expect me to work with you. So yeah, we've got an example golfer here that's a student of mine who came to see me recently. So what I've been looking at here is with him is his driver. You can see he's got a what I call a push slice. So that ball's starting to the right, curving further right. And we've got a TrackMan. So the TrackMan tells me that the face, as he's striking the ball, on average, is open to the target by 8.4 degrees. And that's going to start the ball to the right of the target. And because the path of the club isn't the same as the face angle, that's going to create some curvature. And the path here is a little bit across the golf ball. He swings across it with a swing direction of -5 degrees. So it's quite a big difference between the two. Face the path is 11 degrees, and that creates a curvature. All right. So what we want to try to fix here for this golfer is the face angle. If we can square up that face, that ball isn't going to start to the right and isn't going to curve as much to the right. So that's the context of how we would want to look at the shot. He's only hitting at 186 yards as well. So I think if we were to square that club face, there'd be better compression on the golf ball, and he'd be able to hit that ball further too. So then let's now look at the actual swing itself. So this is the original swing that he came with to the session. So yeah, what I like to look at, firstly, having looked at impact through those TrackMan numbers and the data, is then to look at the setup. Does it look like it's going to produce those numbers at impact? And there is a couple of points here at the start which would encourage that. So, for example, in this left side image, his left hand grip is what we call weak, which basically means that that hand is rotated anti-clockwise or around to the left a little bit too much. That's certainly something there. What we can also see here is that the forearms, the shoulders, the hips, and the thighs are open to the intended line here at the start as well. So I can see it underneath the bottom of his right arm, that I can see his left arm. And that's not a great position. Also, given the angle of the camera, I should be able to see a little bit of the left thigh and left hip. Can't see that, so I know that that body rotation is open. We also have measured it with our 3D technology, and we can see it, and we saw that it was open there as well. So again, a couple of points that we can see here at the start. In regards to the alignment as well, here on this left-hand side, I can see that his hips are not centered with his body as well. And in this alignment, they do tend to be open as well. So that'll encourage the path to be across the golf ball, the swing direction across the golf ball. The grip will do that as well, but it will also have a bigger tendency, a bigger influence on face angle. That will get that ball going to the right. Looking a little bit at impact then, so here's the strike on the golf ball. I can see that he's hitting the toe of the golf club. That's twisting the club face open. Now there is a thing on certainly on woods what we call gear effect. However, I think because this is quite a lot in the toe, I think that that toe hit is twisting the face open so much that it goes right, starts right, and the gear effect doesn't bring it back to towards the target or towards the left hand side. So I'll then also look at the general movement from as he's delivering into the ball look, and we can see that he's not really releasing those hands through the shot. The elbow's bending, the wrist is bending, but the club face isn't really rotating closed very much. So there's a little bit of a release pattern there as well. It's being held open essentially through the shot. And I'll go back a bit further in the swing and then play it through as well. And what I'm looking for when I'm going through the swing like this is where am I seeing the swing break down with the idea of what that pattern is that we're seeing, that push slice. What is it that's causing that face to be open? And I'll start to try to identify the first original cause for why that face started to open up. And going back through it here, I think that the first place that I start to see that is at that setup. And that will be my preference as a coach, to try to influence setup to match our intention. So let's now go and have a look at what we actually did in the session. Okay, so I've got here on the left-hand side what we did, and the sorry, on the right hand side what we did, on the left hand side is where we started, and we can see this grip has changed quite significantly. So I think on this side I can see 1 1/4 knuckles. On this one we can definitely see 2 knuckles here now. So this left hand has rotated over to the right or clockwise, and then we've placed the thumb to the aft side of the club, to the back side of the golf club there as well. And doing that, that is going to bring the left forearm or the left arm forward a little bit more as well. But we will come to that in a second. What we then looked at a little bit is just trying to get these hips a bit more centered in the middle of the body. So not having them over to that right-hand side, as you can see there, a little bit more centered. He's narrowed his stance slightly here as well, of course, but you can see those hips are more centered. From this point of view here, we've tried to allow that right arm to come toward the chest a little bit more and tried to get the left arm in front a touch. We felt as though we're trying to rotate the chest and the hips closed in order to find a square position. And yeah, what you'd look for here is at the top of the forearms now, you can just about see the left forearm poking through, which you couldn't see before. And now you can start to see a little bit of that left hip, that left thigh, which shows, given the camera's perspective, a squarer setup. And our 3D said that the hips were very square. The shoulders were very subtly closed at this point. But given that he used to come across the golf ball, that's something that we really want to encourage. Okay, so yeah, that's the sort of change that we made with him. Let's have a look at the data first, and then perhaps we'll come back to these pictures in a second. So, okay, so these are the shots that he was hitting. And we can see that the face angle now is averaging at 1.6. That was 8.4 before, so we've managed to reduce that, square that up quite nicely. He was across the ball by 2.2 degrees. He's now on the inside by 1.5. The swing direction was across by 5.5 degrees, and now it's coming through at 0. So he's swinging straighter, and the face is straighter. And it's not a coincidence that those shots end up going straighter, albeit a little bit low, but definitely a lot straighter. Distance-wise, it went up. We're now hitting it 218 yards as opposed to the 186 yards that we had earlier on. So big improvement from that point of view. Let's now just have a little compare with the videos again. And we can start to see how that club on that left-hand side there, as you can see, is starting to get closer on the plane angles. That was that 0 that we were speaking about. You can see on the older one, that club's come to the outside here a little bit. Much more centered strike here, you might notice there, versus the one on this side here. There's the centered strike. So I think that's quite a clear picture there. And then as we come through, look, you can see how that club's cutting underneath here, continuing through the shot a lot straighter. Which is giving him a lot of a straighter ball flight as well. So, yeah, that was the lesson that we worked on. We hit the ball a lot straighter. We've gained distance, and we are swinging in a more sustainable way as well. So, guys, if you have any questions about my coaching process, about how I can help you, then please get in contact via email or over social media. I'll be happy to help talk you through how I could improve your golf game using this sort of method about improving performance rather than trying to teach a perfect golf swing. But yeah, cheers, guys.